Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. So, just going to get right into this. This is a request from Mango, and it's called the Inside the Aussie Outback Music Festival, built on a crazy gamble. And so, where I left off was this poor man who put this all together was going through a nervous breakdown. He found out that his 14-year-old child had type 1, I think it was type 1 diabetes, but had diabetes, the incurable. It's treated probably with a shot of insulin. I'm not in the medical field. I'm just going by, lifetime experiences and listening to folks' stories. Which is why I got, if you see in the back here, man, it's set up. I've still got my tools on this side. I moved them on this side, and I set up a interview area there. And I've done this about 5 years ago, and it was a big hit, interviewing local people here and talking to them about their life. And so this interests me, how they're putting this together, and it's a great story, man. And you just never know what the guy sitting next to you that you've never met before, what he might have going, through his mind at that time, or he seemingly cuts you off on the highway, and you think he's doing it on purpose, and you get pissed off, road rage. And but he might have this going on. He might have all the weight of the world on his shoulders, and you just don't know. And that's how I played it as a police officer too. The guy could be doing 80 and 80 miles an hour. I don't know what that is in kilometers, but speeding 20 miles per hour over the speed limit. Now, when I pull him over for speeding, he's not speeding because he's trying to get over on me. And that's what I've tried to train the young officers. He's not out there speeding to piss you off. He's out there speeding because he's late getting home to go to a baseball game, or he had a bad day at work and his boss was on his ass for the last week, and or his marriage is crumbling, or it's not like what it used to be. And that's what's on his mind. It ain't the speed. It ain't the speed limit. It's just, today you're just one more person out there, and so sometimes you got to be cognizant, find out what's going on in their life. Most of the time they won't tell you, but you can read the body language. You can read when you're talking to them, from their voice, that maybe they just got something going on. If you walk up to the window and the guy's sitting there and he's got his driver's license in his hand, and you could just tell he's just so frustrated that this is just another freaking slap for him for that day or for that week or whatever. And he's just come to the, understanding that, this is my life. I've done all this. I'm trying to do my best. My wife is bitching at me. My kids don't want to have anything to do with me. I'm not where I wanted to be, at this point in my life. And here's this cop walking up here, wanting to take my money. And I will tell you, there's a lot of cops like that too, man. They just don't have any empathy for their fellow man. As a police officer, you want compliance. You don't want that person's money. You don't get that money. The city gets some of it, but most of it goes to the state, and then the state will divvy it up however they see fit. So, maybe the money you're going to be taking from that guy's hand for him just having a bad day, maybe that might have such a snowball effect that's you're going to cause him 6 months of just turmoil, and it took you 15 minutes to do that, and he's living it for the next 6 months. And now he hates cops, or every time he sees a cop, he's got this bad taste in his mouth. But don't get me wrong, some people deserve a ticket. Some people will talk themselves into a ticket, but police officers in Texas, they have that discrepancy, not discrepancy. They have the option to write a ticket or not write a ticket. They don't have to write a ticket. So I try to tell the young police officers, quit trying to arrest everybody you pull over. Quit trying to write a ticket to everybody you pull over. Our job is to seek compliance. compliance with the law. That's all we're asking for. If you can have that guy look you in the eye and promise you that as long as he's in your area, from now on, if you let him go, will he just do, you don't have to do the speed limit, but do something in the proximity of that, and he may or may not do it after you let him go. But for you've made him, now you put that burden on him to honor his word, that he will at least try to maintain some type of decency on the highway. And I never remember these guys if I pull them over more than once, but I tell them I will. Look, I remember you if you just promise me, but I'll remember you if I pull you over. I wouldn't. Shoot, I don't remember what I had for breakfast. But you're just trying to get compliance, and you want them to have a good feeling with police officers. So this guy here, if I was to pull him over in the state that he was in, I'm not going to be getting, he's just not going to have the frame of mind to put up with one more thing. It'll just be another beat down to these guys, and he'll remember you in one of two ways. He'll remember you as a man of honor, or he'll remember you as a tyrant, as the Gestapo. So what is it that you want them to take away from your encounter? So we all got to remember the guy sitting next to us. We don't know what's going on in his life. Wow, I said a lot, man. All right, so let's get into it, and then we'll do this part 2. I may finish it out on this, or there may be a part 3. So here we go, y'all.
Time you were allowed out, they did let you out to go for a run. That was my thing. Get out, go for a run, feel a little bit human, and come back.
He got into running in his mid-20s. I really believe that it helps him mentally, and it helps him get through his day as well. He needed a goal and a plan. And then he just got thinking more and more about Stephen and how he could help him.
I knew that I was sort of pretty powerless to do anything, in terms of finding a cure or whatever, but I thought, well, how can I help? And that's when the idea came to me to take on a running challenge. So if we're really going to raise some funds, really raise some awareness, you've got to do something really difficult and really challenging. I learned about a series called the 4 Deserts, where you have to run 250 kilometres across 4 different deserts of the world. And I thought, well, that's it. That's got to be the hardest thing I can find.
Once he did have this idea, it did help him get over this mental block. Did feel like we were getting the happier Greg back.
I thought the idea was crazy, absolutely crazy. And then when he said that, my other brother, Matt, who was 20, I think, 19, 20 at the time, would be going with him, I just thought he was mad. Yeah, I think we all did.
Well, yes, this is it. Here we are in San Pedro, ready for the 2012 Atacama crossing.
I didn't think that he was fit enough, let alone myself. But I could see, how much time and effort he was putting into the planning, that I really wanted to be a part of it. The idea was that he would do a world record, essentially, and the world record was to run the 4 Deserts Ultramarathon series in a single calendar year. But not only that, he wanted to have a team do that.
It's like a bloody war out here. Man versus desert. It was really hard.
Wow, look at that
Just
mountain.
the temperature, just keeping your blisters at bay, getting up every day for 6 days and basically running a marathon. It's really not what the human body's designed to do.
It's like a dream come true, really. We've been in a war for a week. Come out the other end, it's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Not long after that, we took off to China, far western China, to the Gobi Desert.
Right now, I can sing about it. I jumped into a burning ring of fire.
But after about a day or so, my son Matt got really sick.
That was horrible. That was got to be the worst run. Like, guts were feeling really bad. Woke up this morning and I said to myself, if I wasn't dead, then I was going to start the race.
I was at home watching these events from the computer. I felt really sorry for him because, you know, he's out there doing this for me.
In the Sahara, it was Dad's turn to suffer, I think.
I don't cope very well with the heat. I'm sweat profusely. Oh, bloody tough day at the office today, so yeah, I was doing all right, about 28 Ks, and then bang, I just got fatigued and just felt nauseous and ended up in the medical tent on day one.
How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, a little bit nauseous.
Yeah.
I think I'm dehydrated.
We did it.
Congratulations.
Wow. 3 out of 4, done, dusted. Hey, 1 to go. Hey.
The temperature at the moment is 1 degree Celsius and it looks like it's going to get colder, so please make sure you have all your warm clothes on you.
And within another week, we were off to Antarctica. So we finished all 4 desert runs in 1 year in 2012, knowing that what we were doing was really helping my son Stephen.
I can't believe we've done this.
So I guess what I learned was that you know, I could make a difference. I wasn't as helpless as what I initially thought. I could take action. I could make something happen.
Those don't come easy, I can tell you.
The whole purpose was to raise funds and raise awareness for type 1 diabetes, and we did that. In the end, we raised around about $150,000, which doesn't seem enormous, but we're really proud of what we did.
Hell yeah.
After that, it occurred to me that why isn't something like this in Australia? There's so many deserts in Australia, but nobody was actually doing a run in the desert. So why not? Let's start one up.
I actually told him he should go back to hospital and that he had rocks in his head because I really didn't think that he would be able to do something like that. But you can't hold Greg back. Once he gets an idea, he will chip away at it until he completes his idea.
And they ran right across there over to that other side.
Sinking in?
Yeah, sinking in. So I turned my mind to where in Australia could we set up a desert run? Probably the most well-known desert or iconic desert is the Simpson Desert. I headed out there myself. I hooked up with the local traditional owner and flew around the desert, had a look around the different places.
My first initial reaction was, this is not going to work. It's hard, it's harsh, it's a tough country, and if once they see it, they'll, pack up and go home. For running or even walking across it would be madness, but he said, this is just what I need for this run. And, the harder it is, the tougher it is, the better it is.
3, 2, 1.
We managed to put together a 250-kilometre course. We decided to call it the Big Red Run, a fundraiser through the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation.
I thought I could join them as proof to me that you can still do anything as a type 1 diabetic.
How was that?
Awful.
We also thought, well, maybe we should put on a little bit of entertainment for all of the runners and volunteers who come the whole way to Birdsville. I knew someone who knew John Williamson, and we thought, well, what a great thing it would be to have John Williamson play on top of Big Red.
Thank you, aren't you great? It's fantastic to see so many people come so far. Whirlwind swirls a paper high, same old news all further dry. The broken clouds just passing by. That's my home.
People started contacting us, nothing to do with the run. Is there any way we can come and listen to this? We thought, oh, well, you know, if people are interested, we'll sell a few tickets and help cover some of the costs of all of this.
It was nothing more than just a couple of pallets to make a stage and an amplifier and some speakers and John Williamson on his guitar, and that was it.
There was a lot of people just sitting around on the sand, so the atmosphere was unbelievable, and I thought, fantastic idea.
But it just sort of opened our mind to the fact that we could put on a music event in the middle of nowhere and people wanted to come and buy tickets for it. So in 2014, we ran them as side-by-side events, the running event first and the festival second. Unfortunately, it did not go all that well. I had no idea how much these things cost. It cost us a bucket load. We thought we would get a lot more people, but we had nowhere near enough people to cover the expenses of putting all of this on. We lost a lot of money and went home with our tail between our legs. Thought, no, just put that in the too-hard basket. You know, that was a great idea, but let's move on. But then probably about a week after I got home, something big happened.
Dad was still actually doing his day job at that time. He'd be doing emails from work and emails at night time and just doing all this work, you know, all around the clock, and just trying to squeeze it all in.
I got called in the boss's office and out of the blue was made redundant after 20 years with the company. So it's a bit of a shock.
It really wasn't a surprise to me because he'd lost focus on his work job, his day job. His focus was on his charity and that event.
So rather than feeling depressed about it, I thought, well, the upside of being redundant is you get a pocket full of money, and in my case, I probably got around 300,000. And the general advice is you take that money and you put it in a nice safe place, like a balanced superannuation fund. To me, that sounded pretty damn boring.
But it didn't to your wife.
Well, let's maybe revisit this music thing. If we're going to get this thing to happen, we really need to up the ante. We've got to get some great acts out there. We've got to get some big names that's going to draw the people. And I thought, well, the biggest name in Aussie rock is Jimmy Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, let's
even I know
let's
that.
see if Jimmy might want to come out and play the bash.
I thought he was crazy yet again. I was worried he'd end up blowing the whole redundancy payout and sort of not getting anywhere or anything from it.
Really far from sensible. I would advise Greg to put his redundancy money to his retirement plan and not take high risk.
But in my head, I knew that it should work. Why couldn't it work? If they get 7,000 or 8,000 people coming to Birdsville for a horse race, if we put on a great concert, surely people will come.
I'd never heard of Greg Donovan when we received the approach from Birdsville. We had no clue that Greg was, punting his redundancy payout on this show. But the fact that it was in Birdsville, there's something about the tone of the approach that just made it stand out from the hundreds of others that come across the transom.
When we got the word back that Jimmy was going to come out, we were ecstatic. So in 2015, with Jimmy on board and a whole bunch of other great artists, it took off. We got 3,200 people.
Okay, man. Yeah, let me do this. All right, so that's going to be part 2. Let's back that up a little bit so I can make sure that, we have just a little bit of... Okay. So, yeah, that's part 2, man. This is a good story. It's a real heartfelt story. Greg Donovan is my kind of guy, man. You're just not going to keep him down for long, and he's going to get it in his mind that he can do something for, type 1 diabetes, juvenile diabetes, and yeah, man, he's a hero in so many ways, especially to his family. Although his daughter, she's very doubtful on everything that he tries to do. Bless her heart, but that's probably a lot of women are not into taking chances. That's why they outlive men by so many years. All right, y'all. Thanks, Mango, for the request. Part 3 is right around the corner. It looks like, looking at my calendar here where these things are going to post, is that these all post the same day. So I think that's a plus, right? Maybe it would have been better if we did one a week, but this is how I'm going to do it. So thanks, everybody. Till I see you again, I'll catch you down the road. Part 3 in a couple of hours. All right, y'all. Have a great day. I got to go to the outro. All right. Have a great day, y'all.